And so I have, taken the energy that I used to put into other issues and channeled it all into trying to raise the alarm for my colleagues and for the American public about what's happening. Because if we don't mobilize America right now against these billionaires and against these attempts to destroy our democracy, then by the summer, the democracy might be gone. We might not even notice, and the Trump family might rule forever.
I would consider bringing charges against Chris Murphy for speaking like this. And certainly I would look to John Thune, who leads up the Senate Republicans, and I would talk about censure. What is it that you think I'm missing? Those of you who want to say, oh, Tony, you're just being silly. Oh, no. I heard what he had to say. And that is not a conversation about policy. That's a conversation about wanting to thwart the man. I disagree with Trump on policy in a couple of places, yet I could do it without saying without saying let's harm him. No harm should come to the man. Chris Murphy should be thrown out of the Senate. No harm should come to him, but he shouldn't be allowed in a position of power. What he is engaged in right now is very, very dangerous. Why is nobody discussing this? But when you're Chris Murphy, this is all you have. You can't actually engage in a way that discusses policy because you have no policy to discuss. None. In the State of the Union, Trump is going to have a lot of policy to discuss. Whether we're discussing Ukraine, whether we're discussing the border, whether we are discussing the economy, there's a lot. And Trump is going to have a fair amount of subjects to say, promises made, promises kept. That's going to be the big one. That's going to be the focus, right? Promises made, promises kept. This idea that he lived up to his word. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. The border was a mess. Boom, fixed. In 1 month, didn't need any special legislation. We went from over 8,000 border crossings a day to just over 8,000 border crossings in 30 days. You're welcome, America. You're welcome. You want to talk about saving the American people money and finding waste, fraud, and abuse? Hello, Doge. Oh, sure, Democrats hate that, but Americans love it. The progressive left is so nutty that they're going to bring with them as their guests, Democrats, they're going to bring federal workers with them. And they're going to sit there, look at this federal worker doesn't have a job anymore. We should be protecting them. I want everybody who works in the private sector, specifically people who are raising their family from a mid-management job, I want you to know that you have to show up every day. And you have to explain to your boss what you did every day. But their mid-managers, those federal government mid-managers, don't have to explain themselves, don't have to show up, can spend their time in a government provided for, which means taxpayer paid for, chat room talking about their weird kink sexual pleasures and get paid, and you're not allowed to question them. Just I want you to know that's what the Democratic Party is coming with tonight. That's going to be their real strength. We love federal workers. We support federal workers. No. We support federal workers. All us millions of Americans actually support federal workers. We're the ones who have to keep coming up with the cash. We're the ones who have to keep throwing the dollars out there. We're the ones who keep taking our money and taking our money and taking our money and taking our money. At some moment, maybe you could take less of our money and maybe we could take a couple bucks back here and a couple bucks back over there. And, oh, look, here's a 20 and take a couple dollars back there. And yep, that's okay. This is our money, not yours. At some moment, You would think that the Democratic Party would come around to that being a good idea. No, you're going to support the idea of bloat, and you're support the idea of waste. You're going to support the idea of fraud, and you're going to say, how dare Donald Trump and the unelected Elon Musk, how dare they do this? I'll tell you how they dare. With 77 million votes, they dare.